right, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Beat the Buzzer podcast. With the playoffs starting this week, we're pretty much going to break down the playing games that have been played and then jump into some predictions for all the series that are going to be going on this week and throughout the playoffs. I'm Jack, and as always, here with my co-host, Graham.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already done so, and check out our other platforms like our Twitter at Beat the Buzzer and our TikTok, which is just Beat the Buzzer. It's they're improving.
Yes, let's go with that. All right, so we'll quickly go over the playing games that have been played. Nets Cavs was played. The Kyrie and KD pretty much controlled the game, and that's how they won.
Yeah,
not really much to talk about there.
9 for 9 at half or something like that.
Right. The Timberwolves Clippers game was funny because the Timberwolves act like they won the chip. I know why. Like they haven't been to playoffs. They've been to playoffs once in the last 18 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So good for them.
A lot of people were making fun of him, but I'm happy for Patrick Beverley. You know,
I am too. I'm happy.
That was the team that traded him, and he said he was going to make the playoffs, and they did it. It must have felt really good for him to beat the Clippers.
Yeah. And who else played? Pelicans beat the Spurs last night pretty easily, and then the Hawks killed the Hornets. The Hornets just seem like they're going to be stuck in a play-in team spot for the next 4 years unless they make some move.
Right? Yeah, they're in a weird spot because they pay Gordon Hayward so much money, and Miles Bridges is a free agent. And there was a report today that he is going to demand a 5-year, $173 million contract. Would you pay him that?
Worth that?
If you were the Hornets, would you pay him that?
I don't know. I don't think he's going to get to the point where he's worth the max dollars.
That's 34 million a year.
But that's the problem with today's NBA and the way the money works is the players have so much control that they can get as much money as they want, even for a player that probably shouldn't get a max. Like Zach LaVine, for example, is he a max player? No. But he's going to get a max contract this offseason because if not, he walks. And I don't want him to walk. Right. He's too good to let him walk. So
exactly. We have no trouble.
Because someone always has the money to give you a max contract. So, sometimes you got to bite the bullet. And then games tomorrow, we have Pelicans versus the Clippers. Who do you think wins that?
The Clippers played some bad basketball against Minnesota. They were up 10, and Karl Anthony Towns only had 11 points in the game. And you lose that game, that's really, really bad.
Yeah.
But I still think they're more talented than the Pelicans. Actually, CJ McCollum balled the fuck out in that game. And I know Luke Kennard didn't play. Give me New Orleans. I'll go New Orleans.
I'm going to take New Orleans also. CJ McCollum's been playing well. B.I. played well last game.
Yeah.
Valanciunas is a very underrated piece they have. Devontae Graham. That Herb Jones kid.
Herb Jones is really good.
All season long. No disrespect to the Clippers. Paul George played great all season when he's played. He played great, actually, against Minnesota, too. It's just, I think that New Orleans has the talent to match in, and they're able to get it done. But the Clippers will be scary next year when Kawhi comes back, for sure.
No doubt.
And then the other playing game tomorrow will be Hawks versus Cleveland. I think Trae Young gets that done.
Jared Allen might play.
Yes, I did hear that. I still will take Trae Young. After last season, I'm not going to bet against him.
Yeah, I mean, Capella's playing much better. So is DeAndre Hunter. I saw some today. They're 14-7 when he shoots over 50% from the field. So that's really good. But I love Darius Garland. I'll go Cleveland.
It's a respectable pick. I think both teams lose the first round anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
All right, we're just going to go through our first round playoff predictions here, too. By each round, we'll give our predictions. We're not going to do a whole playoff breakdown because that's going to take too long. We'll go through the Western Conference first. Phoenix versus, we both think, the Pelicans.
It doesn't matter.
Phoenix, right. So Phoenix will win that series. I think we both easy.
They're too good.
In 4 or 5, I would say.
Yeah, they might. The Pelicans might get a game.
Maybe.
I don't think they're going to get a game.
Memphis, Minnesota.
Now, this is actually one of, I think it might be one of the best series in all of the first round. I think Minnesota's game. Memphis is really good, but I think I'll take Memphis in 6 games.
I'm going to take Memphis in 6 also. I think Anthony Edwards causes them problems because they have good defenders, but he's quicker than Jaren Jackson Jr. is, and he's also bigger than Desmond Bain is, so it's hard to find a guy that they
Yeah,
can put
I
on a
think it's
handler.
like probably Dylan Brooks.
Right, that's true. But he's also a bit taller than Dylan Brooks. And Cat has weight on Jaren Jackson Jr. too. I think he just gives them problems. They're by no means better than Memphis, but they give Memphis a couple problems, which means I think they can
Oh,
get a
they
couple
do for
games.
sure. They're a talented team. Patrick Beverly's
Right.
going to be a menace. D'Angelo Russell's playing really good basketball too. He's really
Right.
under.
So John Morant wants all the smoke from Pat Bev, but he's gonna get it too.
Yeah,
Uh
it's kind
so I take Memphis in 6 as well. Warriors versus Denver.
Now this is interesting. The reports going around are that Steph Curry is probable, right? I think he's going to play.
Yeah.
So I think they just have too much star power for a just Jokic team. It feels like I'm going to take the Warriors in 5 games.
If Steph doesn't play game 1, I'll take the Warriors in 6. If Steph plays the whole series, I'll also take the Warriors in 5. Jokic is insane, and I think that's why they probably get 1 game. But I just don't see them being able to steal more than that from a team that has so many shooters and so many weapons on their team.
Yeah,
It's too hard.
the Draymond Green, I don't think he can guard a Jokic type player, and I know Kevin Looney can.
Well, no one can guard Jokic.
Right, but that's not like they don't have anybody very big on their team.
No, that's why you miss James Wiseman.
Right.
And then the last series in the West would be Mavs versus Utah.
Um, this one's hard because I'm not really sure what's going on with Luca.
Yeah, I can go first here then. Luca, he probably shouldn't play game 1. He may force himself to. I don't think he will. I
Right.
think game 2 he could probably play. Game 3, I think he probably will. And because of that, I'm gonna take Dallas in 7. I think this will go 7, especially if Luka doesn't play until game 3, because I think Dallas is the better team. I think Dallas can steal one without Luka because Utah is all over the place right now.
Yeah.
But it's really dependent upon if Luka plays or not. Because if Luka doesn't play, then Utah probably wins in 5 or 6.
Yeah, that's the thing. That I think I'm gonna go Utah in 6 games. Now, don't get me wrong, Dallas is really good even without Luka. They have a much improved roster. Spencer Dinwiddie's playing well. Brunson is really good still.
Great
And
defense.
Dorian Smith is shooting the ball less finally, which is good. He's still shooting it well, but
Yeah.
and the thing is about Utah, I mean, both teams have their problems. Utah has been all over the place this year. But I think I'm going to take them just because they will have the best player on the court for at least first or second game. And then Rudy Gobert is still a great defensive center. It'll be interesting to see if Dallas is able to expose them like the Clippers did last.
Yeah, I think it's entirely contingent upon Luka's health. If Luka plays,
Yeah.
I think Dallas is able to pull that one out. Okay, to the Eastern Conference now. Miami versus whoever the 8 seed was going to end up being. I think we both have Miami probably in 5 or 6 games, no matter who they play.
Yeah, I agree. I think if it's Atlanta, I'll take Miami in 6. No, I'll take Miami in 5. I'll take and if it's Cleveland, I'll take Miami in 5. They're just a better team than both of them.
And now the best matchup of the first round is Boston versus Brooklyn.
Yeah, no doubt.
Jack Duffy, listen closely. The Brooklyn Nets will win this game in 7. Will win this series in 7 games.
I'm going 6 games.
The Brooklyn Nets will win this series in 7 games, and do not shun the Bulls because me and Graham will get to our Bulls pick.
It's coming. It's coming.
Trust me. We have the Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn will definitely win this series. I think that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving is too hard to be stopped. Robert Williams not being there makes it even easier for them.
And that's what it is for me too.
Right.
A great way to beat Brooklyn is having a Joel Embiid type, or just a presence down low, and they don't have that. I know Al Horford's there. Al Horford's going to play 35 minutes a game, and in that 6th or 7th game, he's going to be dead by the end.
Have a heart attack by game 5.
I mean, oh my gosh! But Boston's really good. I don't see anybody on Brooklyn who can guard both Tatum and
Right.
Brown.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, Kyrie's this decent defender now or whatever.
No, he's not. He's good against James Harden. And I don't want to make it sound like we're shitting on Boston because I actually want to applaud Boston for how well of a season they ended up turning it around.
No doubt. Yeah.
With Robert Williams, I would have taken them too. I just think in a playoff series, like Kevin Durant doesn't care who he's playing against. If he needs to score 50 to win, he'll go score 50 to win. He really should have won last year against Milwaukee had he not had his toe on the line and had Kyrie Irving not gotten hurt.
It's rough to pick against KD. And I don't care. Marcus Smart might fuck around and win Defensive Player of the Year. He can't guard Kevin Durant. Neither can Jaylen Brown.
And here's the other problem. At the end of a game, and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are great, but if they can keep it close, you have the two best closers, in my opinion, in the game, in KD and Kyrie and your team.
Yeah.
And you're not going to beat them in that. No one is. I don't care who it is. Which is why the Nets are a team where they go to the finals or get bounced in the first round. So is Boston. That's why the series is going to be so interesting because both these teams are so good. It's unfortunate that they have to meet early because a good team's going.
It is. It really is.
We'll do Bucks versus Bulls last. Who's the 4 versus 5 seed?
We just got to get it out the way.
No, we'll do it last. Philly versus Toronto. I think this is upset watch alert.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep Philly in 6. I think Toronto is very talented. They have a lot of good pieces. They have experience. Nick Nurse is probably a top 5 coach in the league, but the best player of the team is on the other. Best player of the series is on Philly.
No doubt. I'm going to go Toronto in 6. I think if it goes to 7 games, then Philly has it. Just because they're really good. Like you said, they have the 2 best players in the court. But I think Toronto's length is a definite problem for Philly. They can't play any sort of defense. So
I agree. I think James Harden definitely needs to prove himself. He's played terribly to end the season, and he has a history in the playoffs of choking and not coming up short in the big moments. So this is going to be a big series for him to prove himself. Because imagine that you go out of your way to get an all-star or superstar player, and you lose in the first round.
Yeah.
All right, Bulls versus Bucks. I have them losing in 5, and I think that's only because I think we can get one at home if like tomorrow goes crazy or something.
I'm gonna take them. I want to say 5, I really do, but I'm gonna take Milwaukee in 4 games. We're bad. We're not good.
We are. Also, the very few things we have going for us in this series. One, we are underdogs again. I haven't heard one player, one analyst, anyone, one person on TikTok, nothing. Pick the Chicago Bulls over the Milwaukee.
Well, because nobody's like dumb, but like nobody's having the same go to 6 or 7 games.
6 games is like the most, even like the rare fans are taking it.
I have not seen that, and I would have loved to see that, but
I think 4 or 5 games is fair. Like Milwaukee's clearly a better team than us. I think the only way that we stay competitive in the series is if we outwork them and out-hustle them. If we do win a game, I'd like it to be early in the series, so at least the rest of the series is fun and feels like we have hope, right? I want to, as long as each game is somewhat close and it's interesting to watch, I'll be happy. It's playoff basketball for the Bulls again. You give me one win and competitive games, and you know what? At least I'm happy. Not with the result, but at least I enjoyed watching the playoffs.
Winner of this plays Brooklyn, so it doesn't get much easier after.
Now, wouldn't it be great if the Bulls upset and Boston won, and then we got that series? I would drop some. I'd be willing to drop some serious money, Jack Duffy.
Yeah, let us know. It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen because I think both teams will lose in the first round. But
right,
it would be crazy.
Oh boy, we need Lonzo back. Chicago, we need Lonzo back.
We do. Patrick Williams played well at the end of the season, though. I think if he can score like that, or not like that, but he takes 12 shots a game and hits like 6 or 7 of them, or 5 or 6. I don't know. Maybe give us 1 game, maybe 2.
Yeah, the future's bright in Chicago. You know, there's a couple things you got to clean up. Like Zach LaVine, please, if you're watching this, which you probably are, please re-sign with us, please.
And rest your knee. Like I think that's being overshadowed. Is like LaVine is not 100%.
No, he's not. He's really not.
Like, he's relying so much on his jump shot. Right. I'm interested to see though how LaVine looks after pretty much a week and a half of rest. Like he's had like an all-star because when he came back from the all-star break, he had 3 games where he looked really good because he had rest, then it got reactivated.
Right.
So let's see what he looks like with the week and a half. I think Caruso's back to full health.
Yeah, I'm so sick of it. Like, oh, our guys are still playing, but they're not fully healthy. Then why are they playing? Like, sit them a little bit. We're going to be a 6 or 7 seed anyway.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can understand it from Levine's perspective. He hasn't been to the playoffs, and he wants to contribute to that, but still.
Hey, who knows? We get playoff Levine. Hey, I'm hoping for playoff Vooch back. Vooch has performed historically in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that gets him out of this because this guy has been nothing but a disappointment.
Let's see if he torches Giannis.
Yeah. Hey, he torched him that one game in the bubble 3.
The thing is about us, like, we paid him $24 million, and he's going to probably, like, my prediction for this is Brook Lopez is going to do the same thing he does in the playoffs. Maybe not rebounds-wise, but they're going to score the same amount of points. Brook Lopez is going to block more shots, and they're both going to pass the ball the same. So it's not much of a difference, and the difference in salary and how they are expected to play is a lot different. So,
yeah. A series I do want to see, though, would be Brooklyn versus Milwaukee rematch. That'd be awesome to watch. I know.
Yeah.
And that's what we both have happening. I wouldn't be surprised. I think Boston can also win that series. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I have, like I said, I have Brooklyn winning, but if Boston won, it would not surprise me just because they're probably a more complete team than Brooklyn is. You know, it's just hard to bet against.
Yeah, and that's the same thing for Milwaukee, too. Milwaukee's a more complete team than Brooklyn, I would say.
Right. I think I would probably take Milwaukee in that series against Brooklyn because of Giannis, and they just have, like, last year, Brooklyn probably had a better team around KD than they do this year, but this year KD has Kyrie with them, so.
Right, and Andre Drummond and Seth Curry, but Seth Curry has been playing good basketball lately.
Yeah,
I think it's that one's kind of a toss-up, but like you said, that was a depleted Nets roster last year with Kevin Durant on the team.
Yeah,
and he took them to how many games? 6 games? 7? And
pretty much by himself after Kevin went down game 4.
So I don't know.
I think he had 50 twice in that series, or 49 and 50.
49 once. I'm gonna take Brooklyn.
Yeah, I find it hard to bet against KD, and then again, like we said, they can lose any moment at any time. But no, playoffs start Saturday, so everyone get excited. It's best time of the year in basketball. So thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, please leave a comment down below if you have anything that you'd like to mention. Like as well and subscribe and check out the other platforms like Graham mentioned, and we'll see you guys next time.